Is there a rose so good that it instantly belongs in any garden? Well, there might be, and its name is Princess Charlene De Monaco. And in my opinion, it might very well be the best rose bred in the last 20 years or so. Bred by Meilland roses in 2012, the rose itself is a wonderful color change of light apricot to shell pink. It gets these fully duffled and ruffled rose blooms that are so beautiful, and there's over sometimes 100 petals in each, and the scent is simply amazing, often ranking 9 out of 10 for me. It has a strong, sweet, fruity perfume. Honestly, it's like the most expensive lady perfume you can ever imagine. And honestly, I simply adore everything about this rose. From the color change, to the ruffled edges, to the very strong perfume, to the healthy leaves, to the health in general on this plant. It is simply such a well-rounded, amazing rose. And that's why I'm often stuck asking the question, does this rose belong in any garden? And is it the perfect rose? Or at the very least, the best rose in the last 20 years? And I know that is high praise to say about a rose, but this one might actually deserve all my praise. The blooms get to about 5 inches or 30 centimeters in diameter. It has upright, bushy growth, often reaching about 5 to 6 feet tall and about 2 to 3 feet wide. It is simply an amazing plant, and also it is a very frost-hardy plant, often rated down to zone 4 and 5 in most places. The flowers are a striking part of the plant, but also the foliage is a bit different. It is a more matte, more light green color than most roses. And honestly, it is such a special rose that really has that special je ne sais quoi, where you can really notice it anywhere, like you instantly know that it is Princesse Charlene De Monaco. It is very healthy against the black spot and also very healthy against rust. Honestly, so few things infect this plant that it is a very rare occurrence indeed, and the health on this thing is nearly perfect. It stands well up to dry conditions. It stands very well up to very wet conditions. You would think for such a beautiful plant that it would be more fragile, but you would be completely wrong. This thing has both beauty and endurance and amazing health. It has a very translucent quality in color that I can only compare to Chantal's beauty. When I'm looking out my kitchen window and seeing Chantal's beauty and Princess Charlene De Monaco right behind it, it is indeed a fairy tale come true. And I really like the storytelling on this plant, with the ruffle edges and how it unfolds the blooms. Honestly, I have only one critique, and it is a very simple critique of Princess Charlene De Monaco, and that is, she can sometimes grow a bit tall. She wants to be a big lady later in the season, and even though you can keep her small for most of the season, she does want to get a bit tall at the end of the season. But honestly, I'm nitpicking here, and it is the only critique out of everything I can find about this rose. And if you grow her more in the middle of a flower bed or towards the back end of a flower bed, as I'm doing, it might not even be a bad quality. It might be a perfect quality. and just what you need. This is simply to say that I wouldn't place this rose at the very front end of a flower bed. She belongs in the center of a flower bed or at the back end, where she can steal all the attention with her amazing flowers and her large flower show. And trust me, you don't mind she gets a bit tall sometimes because you want that perfume close to your nose and you want her for amazing cut flowers. It is so rare to have a rose that has nearly everything. Perfect health, perfect perfume, perfect bloom, a lot of storytelling going on, perfect color, and a lot of color change. But such a rare rose is Princesse Charlene De Monaco. It is a rose that is incredibly strong in all areas. And for that, you can probably already guess now that I will have to rank this rose very, very highly. I can honestly say that if my garden were to burn tomorrow and I would lose my 400 different rose varieties, Princesse Charlene De Monaco would be one of the first 5 rose varieties I would rebuy and buy again. And that is really saying something about how much I love this rose. And while you often see me critiquing roses harshly and even sometimes throwing roses on the compost heap, I will just say that sometimes a rose deserves all the praise I can give it, and sometimes it surprises even me. And in those times, I don't mind giving a rose all the praise in the world, because that is a rose that deserves it. Princesse Charlene De Monaco doesn't have that many thorns. She has some, but they're very evenly spaced out, with between 10 to 15 centimeters apart. And I wouldn't say that thorns are something to be worried about on her. The blooms, when they start out, are much more apricot before they fade to this more pale pink in color. Don't forget, the people at Meilland Roses are very nice people and they're willing to help you with any questions you might have. So feel free to give them a subscribe, because they really don't get that many subscribers yet. And it is Meilland Roses. As normal, we're ranking on 5 categories: health, fragrance, form, flower, and storytelling. You can read under each what they're about. And each category can give a max of 10 points. And 50 is exceptional, and below 10 is very bad. So what would I rank Princesse Charlene De Monaco? I would rank it 9 on health, nearly no diseases, and extremely healthy and nearly all weather conditions. The fragrance I would rank 9 out of 10, because it is simply this very expensive French lady perfume. You'll really admire the complexity and the strength of fragrance on this plant. The form I only give 8 out of 10. It does get a bit taller towards the end of the season, and I have to deduct a few points for that, but yeah. The flower I rank 10 out of 10. The flower is just amazing. It's quite big and there's these ruffle edges, and honestly the color change and the translucent color qualities of this rose is quite amazing, with the apricot and the more shell pink, like the more pale pink, and these color changes it goes through. It is simply amazing. And storytelling for me is again a 9 out of 10. It has some amazing transformations going on when it unfolds, and the leaves on it also looks quite unique, actually. So that ends us up at 45 points out of 50 points. It is my highest ranked rose to date, and it scores in the excellent category. And as you can probably guess, I'm giving this rose a gold medal. And honestly, it deserves to be in your garden, and I think I could praise this rose for many minutes, but I'm going to stop myself here. To be honest, if you're not growing this rose, and if you haven't got it in your garden, this is your heads up, your how to say it, your warning that there is such an excellent rose out there, and it deserves to be in your garden. At the very least, you deserve to give it a try. If you haven't done so already, feel free to subscribe to the channel. I grow over 400 different fragrant rose varieties, and I specifically select them on strength of fragrance. And I'm not affiliated with any company. I have no reason to give you anything but the honest truth. And the truth is, you can save a lot of money by following this channel, because there's a lot of bad roses out there. A lot of filler roses, a lot of roses that aren't worth your time and effort. So if you want to save money, if you want really beautiful and really fragrant and healthy roses in your garden, follow this channel and you'll get reviews of roses like this behind me. This is Gertrude Jekyll. Wonderful, damask fragrance, but suffers from black spot. This one comes with a warning, and that is the black spot, but wonderfully fragrant. And then we have a rose that really impressed me the other day. This is Princess Alexandra from the Danish Poulsen roses. Oh yeah, the fragrance on this is simply amazing. You all know Meilland, the rose from Poulsen also. And this rose is very close to that, and it is quickly becoming one of my favorites. And really, look at that magenta color right there. I can't wait to test this rose even more and tell you my honest opinion about this rose. It's such an amazing rose. So, if you haven't already, subscribe and yeah, see you guys later.